Doing good, staying blessed, staying safe. Is that zoomed in or am I crazy? I don't know. But I hope everyone is doing good. This is a channeled message. It's crazy. I've been seeing angel numbers basically all day long, honestly. And I've been seeing it on the clock that's over this stove, and it's not set at all. It's just random times right now. No one set it in a while. And literally the two last times I walked past it, I saw angel numbers twice. And I've been feeling Uriel around me a lot. I've been going through a lot of personal enlightening, and that's what Uriel is about. He's all about personal enlightening, working with your light side, working with your, positive thoughts and things like that, meditation. And when I meditated, I saw something very interesting. I guess it's the word I'm going to use for it. The metaphysical is vast, so vast. It's just, I don't think there's really any real words to explain the metaphysical and what it looks like when, you could be under deep meditation or whatever it is for some people, what you do. Some people pray, and I know that they, can either sense, feel, or see the metaphysical when they do. But what I saw was a list. A list. Mm-hmm. And I just saw a bunch of names, just random names. Think about random names you see on a list anywhere, school, work. And I saw a light. I'm gonna just more so explain it as a light, because every psychic is different, every medium is different. We all have our own spiritual experience, but every time I've ever felt like I've encountered an energy that is God, I've just seen nothing really but light. And this light was just had this list, kind of like a scroll, like yeah, like old school scrolls, and it was long to the floor. And all of a sudden I felt a very serious energy, like I don't know, it almost made me sit up a little bit more. I was like, oh my gosh, what was that? And how I interpreted it was, something serious is happening. 333 on the clock. Something serious is happening right now in the higher realms. Something serious has been happening in the spiritual realm since 2020, very hardcore. That's why a lot of people have either developed psychic gifts, spiritual gifts, and intuitive gifts. It's just, I feel like this timeline that we've been on, it was kind of set for a lot of things to happen in this time rather than other times, because there is an energy here of light versus dark. And I've been having that kind of vision for at least a year now. A lot of light versus dark visions. Um I felt seriousness. All in all, I believe that there's a lot of karmic balancing going on. I mean, people talk about, oh, do you see the world today? And it's like, okay, yeah, I do see the world today. So what would that tell you about what could happen in the next couple of months, or what you put in the universe, you get back out, right? Right. So if you do well, you don't let bad times take you down too far. You keep positive, you keep resilient. It's not necessarily being perfect, but it's like, hey, I'm trying, and you're not taking out your darkness on other people. And then there's another energy of people, and I got shown this vision after I saw the light in the scroll. I felt that very serious energy, and all of a sudden I was shown to people that were dark and that were transforming. Like, how do I explain this to you guys without kind of triggering or disturbing someone? There were people that had dark eyes. They were angry. They were gritting their teeth. They didn't look human anymore. And I felt like I saw that for a reason, because a lot of us, I feel like we've seen a lot of people around us get darker, betray us, do things we can't believe. Like, a lot of people have been dealing with this, and there's something specifically I keep getting from spirit about the past 2 years. Since 2020, spirit always shows me that timeline, because I believe in 2020 I think there was some kind of energy put against us, and it created a lot of fear, and fear is the lowest vibration. Fear and anger. And imagine what happens to the collective energy when most of us are in fear or anger. It goes down a lot. And I think that's what we're seeing the effects of now. Why so many people are, it almost seems like going off the deep end, right? A little bit. Some people are hurting themselves, hurting other people at a rate that's really got a lot of people searching for answers at this time, and kind of being like, okay, what's next? What I feel like I saw in those people was just a collective energy of heartbreak and sorrow, and what happens when you don't process certain emotions. I also got a warning about emotions right now, like processing your emotions, processing your thoughts. Thoughts and emotions is what I got a message of the most profoundly, because I saw a lot of words in my vision, like just random words, like thoughts, I guess from the collective, because I believe that's where I go during meditation, is where the collective energy is. And a lot of people are feeling, I don't know why, not necessarily, I don't want to put out the negativity of panic, but it kind of feels a little bit along those lines of like anxiety, a little bit of like being unsure, working through a lot of obstacles. I feel like definitely that's what a lot of people are doing right now, working through a lot of obstacles. And the only way you really get through obstacles truly is mentally. Mentally, your mind has to be so sharp. And I believe that's why Uriel is the archangel that really stepped forward, because with your crown chakra, that's how you lead your thoughts. Your crown chakra is basically the head of your body. And the crown is for, actually, one second. I'm going to pull this up really quick because I want to read. I want to read this. An overactive or imbalanced crown chakra can lead to many physical, emotional, and mental and spiritual issues. Heaven is a buzzword for the crown chakra energy system. Illumination does not happen overnight. It requires spiritual homework moving up through the chakras. Correct spinning, smooth movement, an imbalanced crown chakra is required, absolutely necessary in healing and renewal of life force, increased chi energy. So your kundalini, which starts at the base of your spine, leads up to your crown chakra, and that's where your life force basically resides. You know, depression can really throw off your crown chakra, negative thoughts, people doing hurtful things to you. That's why trauma, it's really important to heal trauma, because that kind of energy can lead people into substance abuse if your crown chakra is unaligned. Sorry, I'm gonna move this through. But I feel like a lot of people have have really suffered with imbalanced crown chakras for a little minute, because all that energy of fear, negativity, anger, the emotions that have been shown to us very recently in this past year. A lot of people are angry. A lot of people are sad. A lot of people are unsure. I know I used that word already, but it keeps coming up spiritually. Like, I really do feel like a lot of people are unsure, but people don't realize that that's okay, especially in this time. It's like this weird push to have some kind of weird perfect life that really doesn't exist. And I feel like this Pisces full moon, and we're in Virgo season, it's like finding that middle balance in between, oh, being perfect and not panicking about being perfect, but being grounded and being present. I feel like a lot of people need to work on being more present, and I think a lot of us are getting pushed into that mindset now. It's like, hey, everything's fine, calm down, relax. You know, like the crown chakra also can the imbalanced crown chakra can lead to a lot of anxiety. So it's really important to have those kind of thoughts throughout the day. Everything's fine. I'm safe. I'm protected, you know? And it's also those kind of mantras are for the root chakra. And the thing is, a lot of people, they start opening their chakras. You're supposed to start at the root. And that's why a lot of people kind of go, some people go off the deep end when it comes to their spiritual journey, because Kundalini risings and opening up of that chakra is very intense, very very intense. And I've seen people kind of lose themselves while going through kundalini awakenings, because they are that powerful. And it's almost like you're opening up a spirit on yourself that is your spirit. Imagine how powerful that is. Imagine how intense and profound. But also, if you're not careful, it could lead to a lot of disassociation. I'll tell you that. In the beginning of my Kundalini awakening, and even sometimes now, dissociation, you have to catch it and you have to nip it in the bud. And that's what the crown chakra is very important for as well. And that's the crown chakra that Archangel Uriel resides over. And that's really why I felt the need to bring it up, because I think a lot of people are dealing with crown chakra imbalances, and the crown and the root are the two I feel the most right now that people need to focus on, because not just stability, but I also feel like this spiritual battle, the spiritual war is intense, and it's getting more intense. And there, you know, I actually had a in this same vision I was talking about, I had a vision of children, and it showed me that kids, this is gonna make me emotional. I'm gonna try not to get emotional, um because this was a very intense vision. But you know, seeing the kids, it just it just really was like, wow, like kids really need to be protected right now. There's definitely a demographic that is being attacked the most. And there are a lot of unstable homes right now, you guys. In my vision, I was taking over a lot of homes that were violent and mentally abusive, emotionally abusive. And I really feel like this was a call for all of us to make sure that we're doing our duty to put in positive energy into the collective, no matter what it is. If it's a prayer, if it's meditation, if it's positive affirmations, if it's giving out compliments, if it's even when people are being mean, you come back and you be nice or you compliment them, whatever it is. Right now, I just really feel like we need a big, big, big push of positive energy because it's going to be a very intense next 2 years energetically wise, because there's so much karmic energy right now, you guys. Like I know you guys see the news wherever you live, and even the news, even whatever shit going on in your blog, shit going on in your family, shit going on in your personal life. I know a lot of us have gone through towers, especially the past 2 to 3 years, very, very, very intensely. And Archangel Uriel was telling me that a lot of people have been thrown off by these changes, but they're not being real with themselves. There's a lot of people kind of almost shutting off vulnerability because survival is hard right now. That's actually a part of the spiritual warfare, is the attack on your money. And I also think it's the most intense part of the spiritual warfare I think a lot of us are going through in this timeline, because stability is everything. And then you have social media as to where you're supposed to show off what kind of stability you have. I left social media nearly 2 years ago, but for some people that still kind of keep up with that kind of thing about showing off your stability, I feel like a lot of people are dealing with blows to the ego, even personal ego deaths. Um, they're important and they keep you enlightened. And I feel like Spirit was showing me a lot of people that needed to be humbled. And I think we're going to see a lot of that energy coming up soon. Like I said, I keep having a vision of the Justice card and scales and court. I feel like a lot of people are going to go to jail in the next 2 years. Like a lot of stuff will be exposed, because I'm telling you, like I saw a list. I saw a list and it was long. It was a scroll. It looked like the Dead Sea Scrolls. I don't know if you guys ever seen those. Like apparently there's certain kind of things written on them, and it was a long, long list, like down to the floor, rolled up, of just names of people. And Uriel was kind of telling me the scales are being balanced. A lot of stuff is going to be exposed. A lot of people are getting their just due. And keep an eye on a lot of stuff in the next 6 months to 2 years, because I'm telling you, we're gonna get blown away by some stuff that gets exposed in our own life, because Uriel is about truth. Your crown chakra is also about truth. When your crown chakra is unhealthy, you can lie to yourself. When your crown chakra is unhealthy, your intuition is off, your discernment is off. That ringing in your ears, that feeling in your gut, it's controlled by your crown chakra. That's why it's so important to have one. And that's why Uriel keeps, stepping forward the way he is to me. Like, he stepped forward very bright and big, and he was like, hey, like, it's kind of funny because when when you meditate and stuff, and when you pray and you get into your guides, it's like you create a personal relationship with them. And the way I pictured him was just kind of funny. It's why I laughed. But basically, he showed me people's heads, and the fact that a lot of people's crown chakras were very dim, very, very dim. That means depression, anxiety, negative thoughts, overworking, being overwhelmed, not living in the present, not enjoying the present. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's some people not fully enjoying the present, probably working their butts off to feed their kids. I understand. Like I said, the root and the crown are kind of ultimately connected. And the root is about your stability and your money. And that's why I think living in your crown chakra is really important right now. Because when you live in your crown chakra and you create manifest the thoughts of wealth, it will surely come. I feel like a lot more people need to start having kind of like wealthier thoughts, like thoughts of wealth. Like even when you are broke, even when you are, you know, dealing with maybe a late bill or two, whatever it is, it's important to have thoughts of wealth. You have a negative thought, chase it with 4 positive ones, 5 positive ones, however many else you want. But I just know that Uriel told me that positive thinking is of the utmost importance right now for everyone to think in your highest self. Because Uriel is kind of about the higher self, higher being, higher thoughts, higher vibration. So right now it's very important, okay, that we operate from our higher self, no matter what. Because like I said, I did see a very intense spiritual battle, and I have been seeing visions of that since 2020. And the spiritual battle was about the mind, you guys. You know, people buy crystals and sage and da 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 da. Yes, you can sage, you can crystal, you can get a tarot card, you can get all that stuff. But if your mind is not connected, if your mind is not truly positive, it doesn't matter. The mind is the spiritual body. And I think we're going through a very big evolution right now in humanity. We are. What else can I? You know what? I'm actually going to pull an oracle card or two and go from there. I got some rose quartz. Maybe if you guys, rose quartz is very high vibrational. My selenite tower. I have a blue candle because this Pisces full moon, I've honestly I've been feeling choked up. If you're anyone who's a little clairsensitive or you're spiritually sensitive or you know anything like that, my throat chakra has been feeling choked up. So I know this Pisces moon, it definitely has a lot of people's throat chakra moving. It's time to be expressive. It's time to be open. Like I said, the crown chakra needs positive, creative reinforcement right now. We need to really really focus on that right now, honestly. Because in my vision, I saw a lot of things that were happening to people that were having negative thoughts, and let me tell you, it was not pleasant. And just how energy can travel, and how it's really important to be careful about who you're around right now. It's really important to be careful who you call your friend, because I feel like a lot of truths and a lot of people have been lying. That's another thing I saw in my vision. A lot of people have been lying, and but I'm like, the way I saw it in my vision was so intense. I knew exactly what they were showing me. I was like, I knew it. My life too, other people's life too. Like I said, it's almost like we're going through similar lives but on different timelines. And I tell people, once we realize we're all kind of living the same the same life, just in different bodies, I think we'll all calm down. But what I feel for the collective is just the need to make sure we live in the present and we just use our positive reinforcements right now. The world has enough dark reinforcements. Heal yourself. Take care of yourself. This is a time for self-love. This Virgo season, this Pisces full moon, self-love, like to the max. Like literally do so much self-love that you are like, whoa, I can't believe I just did that much self-love. Whether it's writing letters, whatever it is, burning candles. Okay, I don't know who needs this, but I did one yesterday. If you feel the need to like do a salt circle, do one. Or if you have been feeling a certain kind of energy that's like of nervousness or something that you know what I'm saying, like that, do a salt circle. Outside, this full moon, very positive. I personally like to do an egg limpia, where I take an egg, uncracked egg, by the way, excuse me, and I take it from my crown chakra all the way down my body, arms, legs, and I go all the way down to my feet and I cover my feet. And it's a very powerful way to spiritually cleanse yourself, because a lot of people, and it's crazy. It's crazy that spirit is making me mention this, because I just did a reading and I did it was the same kind of energy. So okay, I'm gonna say it. Thank you guys for liking. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for fucking with me. I appreciate it. Happy Sunday. So I feel like I need to mention this to someone, because like chickens and eggs and certain things like that are used in certain rituals and spells against people. And one thing I've been picking up a lot is a lot of generational curses and spirits and things that are happening to a lot of young people, and a lot of not even just young people, but you know, the demographic that I was shown in my vision was a little bit young, and the 20s into like the teenagers into the 20s to the early 30s kind of range is who I saw the most, that's really being affected by a lot of generational, you know, things their parents couldn't solve, or even if not just that, like actual generational curses and hexes and things. And there's a lot of people that are actually born into families that do magic and they don't know. That's something that's been coming up a lot too. People born into either like Freemason families, or literally like some people don't understand that some people's grandfathers were Freemasons. I've picked this up in readings before. Great great grandfathers were part of Illuminati. Like seriously, a lot of us actually are born into families like that and we just don't know it. So that's why I feel the need to mention the egg limpia, because that really gets a lot of residual spiritual energy off of your aura. And I feel like a lot of people's empathic skills are starting to set in, like downloads, visions, and dreams, maybe feeling sensitive in your gut or in your head. And it's because, like I said, in this spiritual battle, depending on your karmic actions, right? Because we can always go rob a bank or we can always go donate. You know what I'm saying? So depending on your karmic actions, this is a lot of the energy that's coming out, or the karmic actions even of people in your family or the people around you. Which is, it's funny, I wanted to put in this title, be careful of who you're around, because that's the number one message I kept getting when I was channeling and manifesting this video, was to really make sure that we know who we're around, who we're talking to, who we're hanging out with, who we're intimate with. And you know, Uriel, he's about truth, he's about exposing. And I feel like a lot of people, if you're not around the right people in the next 6 months to, you know, a couple years, get ready for a lot of crazy exposure of people who are frenemies, who are evil eyeing you, who don't who don't want your best interest at heart. And it's crazy because I had a dream about someone, and they were surrounded by all these dark-eyed people who were pretending to be their friends. And I just knew that it was for somebody, and it even resonated with me at a certain point, and certain people I had in my life that are not in my life no more. So I wanted to share that as well. So like I said, your discernment and your intuition are are really the two friends you should have right now. Discernment and intuition, those are the two people you need to be calling, texting, whatever, because it's just very important right now that we are really pushing as much positive energy as possible, because I'm telling you, there's a very big battle in between dark and light. And Uriel definitely kept showing me that during this vision, a war, a battle, it's almost like it was supposed to be a takeover, but the light pushed back so hard, and now it's just based on how we, as people, whether you see yourself as a person of God, a person of the universe, whatever it is, how we're supposed to put energy into this earth and get it back karmically, especially in our own lives. So I think I'm gonna pull an oracle, just one. Stop it. Look what came out. The scales. Per spirit, per. Okay. I love that. It's basically a continuation of what I've been saying with the scales are being balanced. It came right out too. Spirit was like, here we go. But no, seriously, I feel like this is an important time to look at the contracts we have with ourselves, with other people. This doesn't have to be pen and paper. For some of you, it actually is if you are dealing with that kind of energy in your life. But for a lot of us, this is like, look at the, the decisions we've made, the things we've put in the universe, the thoughts we have, the words we say, how we react. Because this to me is talking about someone's akashic records as well, because of these books. And for some of you, I feel like whatever, okay, hold on, whatever soul contract someone is living out right now is very, 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 ooh, this is intense. Give me a second, I'm channeling through this card. Some of you guys have a very specific past life that you're living out right now, but just, through different energy. And it's very important that you balance your scales right now with everything. Stability, mental health, emotional health, spirituality for some of you. For some of you, an alignment is happening. It's gonna happen. It might be a tower moment. You might have already had a tower moment. But with this contract card, I'm just getting alignment and balance of scales. It's crazy because that's exactly what I channeled. It came right out. I also feel, this could be about like marriage. For some of you, a serious situation in the next 6 months to 2 years could arise, and it could arise with someone with signing a contract or something with work or a marriage or money. There's something for some of you, there's something about money in this lifetime for you. Either something through a contract is going to happen and it dates back to a past life, and their scales balance. I'm telling you, for some of you, I keep having a vision of a past life. For some of you, it's ancient Greece. For some of you, it goes back farther than that, but I'm seeing someone's past life here. And it really has to do with money, contract, scales, and even for some of you, morals. Yes, 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 yes. Morals. For some of you, this has to do with morals and what do you do when you're approached with certain contracts. I really feel like for some, I'm telling you, this is intense. Someone needs a personal or a past life or something, because what I'm picking up is crazy right now. I'm not gonna go too deep into it. That's kind of what I saw, but I love you guys. This was fun. Thank you for liking.